Shout out Sniper T on the beat.
Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise, with life on the forefront of the mind. So line for line, you can ride this brain train and you can change your station without even touching the dial. So relax, stay a little bit, but listen for a while. And whether you're bumping this in the whip or in a business fit, it's a meeting you won't want to miss. A meeting for a meal to feed the soul with words for the mind. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Time to take off, it's time to fly. Cause Tamara till the break of dawn is on the rise.
Hey, y'all. It's me, Tamara. Yes, studio audience. You always make it do what it do, baby. Y'all, I'm back. I'm back on some normal stuff. It's so great that you guys are all here. Thank you so much for tuning in. To all my new listeners, new episodes drop typically every Thursday. I usually talk about my life, my interests, and the ways I'm trying to grow. Y'all, for all my day 1, 2, 93, 145, whatever week y'all came in, y'all, we are at episode 200. Yes.
Absolutely. Okay.
Listen, never would have made it. Yes, it is so crazy to think, despite the fact that, yes, some of the episodes be a little late sometimes, and I get it, you know what I'm saying? But I don't miss a week. Like, for me, as far as content goes, Sunday ends the week. And so if I get this episode dropped by Sunday, it's still like I didn't miss a week. You know what I'm saying? I'm really trying to get back to being on time, but man, life really just been lifing. Like I told y'all last week, we didn't have power, and it just got to this point where it was like, okay, am I going to skip a week? And that really just didn't sit right in my spirit. You feel me? And so really, yes, someone asked me, shout out to 12 Kyle. He was like, were you really recording in the studio? Yes. OG listeners know that when I started this show, I mean, he didn't say, did you record in the studio? Did you really record in the closet? Yes. OG listeners know that when I started this show, I didn't have visuals. I didn't have like a podcast mic. I had my iPhone in a dream. You feel me? Nah, but I have my iPhone, some plug-in like mic that you plug into your iPhone. I had a blanket in front of me, and I was in the closet because I had read that like smaller rooms and like soft things in there will help absorb like the echo and all that stuff. And you know, I didn't really edit. I didn't really do nothing, you know what I'm saying? And so it was really weird to go back to that, but at the same time, I'm glad that I started with those beginnings. So then when there was a problem when I couldn't do what I normally do, I'm like, oh, let me just go back to what it is. Never uploaded it to YouTube, and we just not gonna have episode 199. Y'all got that audio exclusive only, you feel me? Not only is it episode 200, which that in and of itself is dope, but also it's a new season. Yes. Yes. It is season 9, y'all. So 9 seasons, 200 weeks. This is like crazy because y'all know I started the show talking about how much I struggle with consistency when it comes to creative projects. And I kind of, excuse me, hold on. Y'all know what's funny is I really be using disposable coffee cups when I'm at home because I don't feel like washing dishes sometimes. And so I bought me some disposable coffee cups. But anywho, and so I have like, there's content that I'm doing for my company and stuff like that I have struggled with, mainly because just all these things keep happening, like get sick and this, that, and the other. And I'm really trying to get to a place of like batch recording stuff. We just ain't there yet. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? But it's a new season, y'all, and I'm excited for what this season has to offer me in life because if you know, this show is about my life, my interests, and the ways that I'm trying to grow. And what I've noticed is that in every season, there's like a theme in my life that is that I'm focused on, not on purpose, just the way life be happening, you know what I mean? So it seems like in last season, it was like a season of pruning, growth, development, like lots of just different types of emotional growth, spiritual growth, even physical growth as I've gotten way more serious about the Snatch 40s journey, you know what I'm saying? And so last season was really just about establishing a solid foundation of just, okay, these are the things that, girl, get it together. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be doing this, that, and the other. You don't need to have this, that, and the other mindset. You don't need to be led by this, that, the other fear. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of what last season was. And one thing I know about like elevation, promotion, and all that, and I still can't talk about this one thing that I will talk about soon because it's not public and you just don't know who's going to listen. But the one thing about promotion, elevation, etc., is that you are always prepared for it before you move forward. And so I won't say in my life it's been that way. And I also feel like that's the best way to do that because then that more so ensures that you're going to be able to sustain it when you get there. Sometimes we want things and it's cool to have desires and hopes and dreams and all this stuff. And then sometimes it's not even that. It's just, you know, the Lord leads you in different ways and you're just trying to be obedient to where he's leading you. Either way, it is so important to go through that preparation process. It is so important to go through that growth and development. And one of the pastors at my church says often, let the discomfort develop you. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of repeated that to somebody last night that I was having a conversation with because it is very uncomfortable at times. Sometimes getting the things that you desire, like, so I'll just use this as a prime example. So I worked at this nonprofit. I say I left there like 5 years ago, and it was a faith-based place. And then after that, I did. Let me get my math right. I did about 3 almost years of just between work similar to what I'm doing now with the subcontracting work that I do, and then also just working what will be classified as just a straight up social worker, right? So I did that work basically for 3 years, and then for the past 2 years, it's been more so just like I have subcontracting work, so I interact with clients, but I don't really have like coworker and like community and like that type of sense when it comes to like the people that you're working with. Like there are other people that are doing the same type of subcontracting work that I'm doing, but we work very separate. So I like barely see or talk to these people. And so it's been really interesting because as I have been like getting more involved with the creative team, in a sense, it's given me that like coworker type community, you know what I mean? So to where plus, I mean, I go to this church I have for 10 years anyway. So then there's that layer to it because I've already established like personal relationships with people because I've been so long, excuse me. And then like establishing and growing those relationships with like newer people that I'm interacting with a lot. And so with that, and I was thinking about that last night, like there is this, like I'm a pretty transparent person, as y'all know by this show, typically not fearful of being vulnerable, which is hilarious to say now because, but there was only one like specific area that I would struggle with that in the beginning when the show started or whatever. And so, with that, when you start doing life with people, it's like, and you're seeing them more often, and I mean, I like, as I was thinking last night, by Monday, there are people that I will have seen like almost every day because of either creative team stuff or we just happen to see each other somewhere or we celebrated somebody's birthday last night. And so I was just thinking about that last night because I have not had that in a long time. And so then with that, when you go through stuff and you go through struggles, it's like people are coming alongside you. And I don't mean like they're, although this is true too, like they're there for you, but I'm just saying like people being around, like me still going to church, or me still serving, or me still going to leadership night, or me even still going to somebody's birthday celebration amidst everything that's kind of going on in my life. It's just really interesting when you like have community like that, because I haven't had it in a long time and I kind of forgot what that's like. And so it's been an adjustment. I am also, and I've said this before, I am not an extrovert at all. And I have done like everything in my life involves extroverted like behavior. And so I've always said that I think it's called either it's an extroverted introvert or an introverted extrovert. I can't remember which one you put on the front end of that statement, but I am an introvert. So like the difference between an introvert and an extrovert, if you don't know, is that, long story short, an extrovert feels refreshed, like it's life-giving to them to be around people. Like they need to be around people, right? It's not about liking people. I think that's a misconception that people have, that introverts don't like people. That could be the further, I mean, not that could be. That is the furthest thing from the truth. I love people, but as an introvert, the reality is that it is not life-giving to me being around people. Like I am refreshed is really what it's about when I'm by myself. And so I have done a lot of peopling like in the past, I'd say week, even more so than normal, because when our power was out, I would have to leave the house to go work. And so then I'm peopling, you know what I'm saying? I'm in public establishments. Or there was the day that a few of us from the creative team all met up and we were just in each other's presence. We're all working on different things, but then there's going to be conversation and, stuff like that. Then we had leadership night. Then we had the birthday celebration last night. And then like
At the time of this recording,
I have church today and tomorrow, and then other stuff on Monday. So it's just like a lot of peopling, you know what I mean? And so it's just been a even though it's all good stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, but it's just been such an interesting adjustment. And like, I couldn't sleep last night for whatever reason. And so my mind was going through just all these things as I was like trying to wind down and go to sleep, which that happens sometimes when I have a lot going on to where my mind won't shut down, you know what I mean? But I was just really thinking about that, just how it's, it's like very surreal right now how life is. And it's very there's a lot of it's an adjustment, because especially from the pandemic when that began. So 2020 is really like, because even then, even though I was still working my social work job, that's when we started working from home, and I never had to go back to the office. Like once they got to the point of people going back to the office, the role that I was in at that point, I never had to go back to the office. So it's like I've had basically 3 years pretty much of just doing my own thing by myself. And then now I'm like thrusted back into, not only are these people that I'm working alongside because of the stuff that I do on the creative team, but also these are people I go to church with. So it's like I would see them regardless just because we go to the same church. But typically you'd only see them like, well, we have encounters on Saturday and Sunday. So typically, if I wasn't serving on the creative team, I would probably just be going on Saturday, or I probably would go on Saturday evening just because then I could sleep in Sunday, you know what I mean? That's all I would be doing. But but I would still see people. Now, not only do I go to church with these people, but also then because I'm on the creative team and the role that I have, it makes it where I don't just see them on Saturday and Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I see them on Monday, see them on Thursdays sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Might see him on a different day just randomly because there's this place, shout out to Blend, we'll just throw that out there. Free promo, you know what I'm saying? But so somebody that I know works there. It's so funny how I never want to say names because y'all don't know them people anyway. Somebody that I know works there and it's really close to my house. So like if I go there, I'm gonna see people, and then sometimes you go there and there are other people there that are either go to my church or on the creative team or whatever. So it's like I'm seeing people a lot, and it's so funny because last night when we were leaving, we went bowling to celebrate somebody's birthday. When we were leaving, I am so thrown off because I've seen a lot of the same people so many different days this week that I was thinking it was Saturday when it was actually Friday. And I'm like, yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow bright and early because I'm thinking it's Sunday morning the next day. But no, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm very much on this day I do this, on this day I do that. And on this day, I'm going to, with clients even, I have these clients on this day. I'm going to see these people on this day. And so I've been a little bit like, discombobulated because it's like what even day is it, because how have I seen these people, and this is not a bad thing, let me just preface that, maybe I should have said that in the beginning. This is not a bad thing. These are people that I love, I enjoy being around them, all that good stuff, but it's an adjustment, right? And even with, I remember reading an article once, like, stress is not always related to bad things. Like good things can be stressors, you know what I'm saying? So this is all good. I love doing life with people. I have actually missed that, you know what I mean? I love having community. I love having like laughing with people, joking, like getting to know people more and this, that, and the other, and then creating memories that, you know what I'm saying? I love all of that. But it has been an adjustment, right? So I'm excited though because there are some shifts that have kind of technically already happened or whatever. So I'm excited to see just in this new season, because it's all about season, just kind of like how much I guess deeper these relationships will go, or just how much more community will be or whatever. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but it's a new season and I'm excited. And it's just so funny how so many things are shifting kind of like at the same time. And so, as y'all know, I'm a very like reflective person and in my head a lot and stuff like that. So I do a lot of deep thinking and talk about a lot of it on this show. And so I'm just like kind of excited for, I don't know, I haven't been like excited in a while. I feel like, yeah, but again, it's an adjustment. It also means being more vulnerable because who knows what's going to happen. And then when you're always around people, I'm not typically now with wisdom, no, I don't tell everybody everything, but I mean, for some of these people, I've known them the entire time that I've gone to this church. So it's like, these are not new people that I just met. So that's what makes it interesting too, because I would have relationships with these people, maybe not to the level that they're kind of at or getting, even going to get to as we continue. I would have relationships with them regardless, though, just because of going to the same church. So it's a really interesting season. And then, with Kayliana, she's getting closer and closer to her due date. And her belly is just out there. And I'm just like, it's so mind blowing to me. Like, I know she's 21, so she's grown. Like, I was 19 when I had Devon. So, like, she's older than I was when I had my first child. But it's just still mind blowing to me that my child has like a whole baby in her belly and he's active because she tells me about it and she's going through all of these things and she's gonna be like giving birth at some point and have a whole child out here. I'm going to be a nana. Like, that is like when I really, that's just wild to wrap my mind around. But she definitely pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, the belly is bellying. You feel me? And so that's cool though. We're like trying to plan for her baby shower and all that. Ooh, that just reminds me. I need to do her invitations that I was supposed to do yesterday. Yeah, so just so many like newness, so many changes, so much newness, but then there's also like just expectancy of like what I know is to come and all that. Still been on the Snatch 40s journey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm actually really proud of myself because I don't have my like, I'm kind of shifting things as far as like what accountability looks like. I still have accountability, but it just looks a little bit different. But I'm just proud of myself that it was like 3.5 months of I had to send her pictures of every plate that I made, right? And it just really established this foundation and really just helped solidify, like, yeah, because when you eat like this, you actually feel better. And it doesn't mean that I don't eat crap food every now and then, but it's fewer than before just because I feel better. Also, I started making progress, and it's like I don't want to, like, I don't ever want to have to do this again. I have been on this journey for like 10 years, have success, fall off, this, that, and the other. And that's what I love about the community that I'm around right now, though, too, is because we're all on this. Excuse me. Good Lord. Hold on. We're all on like similar journeys when it comes to that. Like, honestly, when it came to me getting back into working out, it was because we'd be on these meetings and somebody was always either about to go to a workout or coming from a workout and this, that, and the other. And so just constantly being modeled that discipline. No one ever said, like, now you know you need to be working out, or no one ever said that, but it's just constantly being modeled that and constantly seeing that. It just was this like conviction almost of, now you say you want this, how are you going to get there if you don't do what you got to do? And that's why who you surround yourself with is always so important. And then like creatively, just the things that I am doing now, like I know how to use a broadcast cam and like am a part of helping people to see our online encounters every week, right? I'm learning how to do photography, which is something that I want to be able to use that skill with my company. And so actually learning how to like do the settings, learning editing, which is my least favorite thing, but that's only because I don't know what I'm doing yet, you know what I mean? But there's like development nights and stuff like that so I can sharpen those skills. And honestly, there's just all these opportunities for me to like just get some reps in, because it's like with anything else, the more that you do it, the more you're going to understand about it, and then you're going to get just better and better. So yeah, it's a really just great season. Just being around creatives that really just inspire me and motivate me. And it's so interesting because I had that with the podcast community online, and it's so interesting to have that in real life, because which it's not like the podcast community isn't real, but you know what I mean. Like when I started podcasting, there was no one that I knew that was doing it. There was no one that I knew like in person, whatever. So I made all these connections and all these networking connections online. And I'm so glad I did that, because I've met some of the dopest people as a result of that. But it's kind of weird, not weird, but it's different that all of the creatives that I'm around on a consistent basis are in person, and it's different type of creatives, right? So we have people that sing, we have people that do instruments, we have people that do photography and videography, and we have people that do audio, and we have people that do production stuff and lighting and broadcast cameras and graphic design. And I'm trying to think of everything everybody does, communication stuff, like it all is a part of the creative team. And it's just really cool being around so many different creatives, because even though we all have like different creative giftings, we're all creatives. We all like, our creative pastor, one time we were in a meeting and he was like, for creatives, we need to have something tangible to show for all of our hard work. So like for me, like when I do the podcast episode and then I edit it and I get it up there and I create the cover art and I promote it and all that, whoever listens, shout out to all y'all that do, but like it's the creative process that I appreciate. And I've always said that when I create, graphic design for, or I should more say digital stuff for, promoting stuff for my company, or really for everything, because I use, Canva for like everything that I do ever. Or when I create videos for fun, like when I used to, and I was like looking through my TikTok and I was like, man, I used to have so much more fun with creating. And that's kind of why I'm shifting things as far as not doing as much subcontracting. Now, part of that is being obedient to what I feel the Lord is saying and leading me into and stuff like that. But also, the beautiful thing about it is then it's freeing up my time. I've actually also created some way better work habits. That was the nice thing. Well, the good thing that came from not having power is I had to establish better work habits, because I would go somewhere, work for so many hours, you know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't just do whatever. Like, yeah, it just created some way better habits. So that's good. Because I just know I needed to be way more disciplined, especially in this season. But with that, I was looking through my TikTok recently and I'm like, man, I used to make so many just fun, I used to call it the chaos series, where I would just put all this different stuff together. I need to get back to that, just because it wasn't about doing anything for anybody. It was like the process of having an idea, trying different things, bringing it to fruition, or maybe not having or maybe not having an idea and just saying, I want to put these photos, these videos together with this sound and this, that, and the other and create this vibe. Man, that just really was life-giving. So it's kind of like, it's very great. It's very great. It's so dope. It just being around so many different creatives that are just different types of creatives, and like at the same time being in community with them, like doing life with them. Like I said, we were celebrating somebody's birthday last night. So it's not always just about work, 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 or sometimes we've just gone out to eat, or, stuff like that. Excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Welcome to season 9, episode 200. Like, that is wild to have 200 episodes. I know for my 100th episode, that was the first time I went live. So I probably, from a, I guess, production standpoint, did a little more. But right now it's just about consistently bringing content. And I am just grateful to have made it to episode 200, because I can think of so many shows that were going strong when I started that fell off, or maybe they just decided it wasn't for them. I know the pandemic, kind of, some people struggled with that, because I would reach out to people, especially the people that were like going to studios to record and stuff like that. And so not everybody is still here, you know what I mean, as far as creating content. And so I'm just grateful to be here. I'm just grateful. I love when things line up to where like episode 200 also starts a new season. Like, I don't know, little stuff like that just kind of means something to me. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, make sure you take care of yourself mentally. Make sure you take care of yourself emotionally. Make sure you take care of yourself spiritually, healthily, physically, you know what I'm saying? Be healthy in your relationships. Thanks for listening, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Ladies and gents, this concludes transmission. Tune in next time for a whole new edition. Another adventure and mission to share, be heard, and clarify the vision of this whole new world for